Nowadays it's worked different. Earlier days it was registered at ballistics at our section at the first floor. But I think when the firearms received now, it's always been registered at the downstairs at the reception at the ground floor. So I'm not certain how that works, but the registration is not anymore just about ballistics. It's done at the ground floor of reception.
Thank you.
Phambilini ke uma ukurejistwa bekurejistwa khona laphana kwe first floor kwe ballistic section yethu. Kanti ke okwamanje ungazothi kwenzakala khona laphana kwe ground floor. Angazi kahle ke inqubo yakhona ukuthi injani kodwa sekenziwa khona laphana ground floor.
Yeah, that sleepy that you're referring to, it's called an acknowledgement of receipt of the items that have been brought in.
Singabiza i-acknowledgement of receipt. Should get isiqinisekiso ke sokuthi kukhona okuthize okutholakele.
Thank you. Now, you say you are 39 years at the Forensic Science Laboratory.
Say again?
You're saying you are 32 years
That's correct.
at the Forensic Science Laboratory. No?
That's correct, sir.
Thank you, sir.
32.
22.
Or 22?
Yeah.
Oh, but no, thank you, sir. Yes.
Ngina 22 years ngikhona laphana Forensic Science Laboratory.
Now, in your experience, taking into account that massive number of years, receipt of items that are from outside into the Forensic Science Laboratory, are there any exception to the rule that they should first go through the process that we have just outlined now, or there's another way in which they can get into the Forensic Science Laboratory?
My Lord, like if I can maybe take for instance Marikana case, the guy that worked on that received via command from the general and our brigadier. He said that they must bring in the firearms from the Marikana.
Yes.
With lists, and he will sign from it directly from the IO, take the firearms. So he didn't go through the whole process. He received it on the list, signed for it, and when he done it, the firing for test and stuff, he handed it back like that. I think it worked like that, something like that. I'm not 100% sure, but there was a way that they do it, that it without going through the whole, because the vast amount of firearms and stuff.
Manje uyabona uma ke sithatha mhlambe icase le yaseMarikana singasho ke ukuthi kuleyo case ke obrigadier wacela ukuthi makulethwe ke ilist emayelana ke nevivinyo ezokwenziwa mayelana nalezo ibhamu. Manje inqubo okanye indlela eyathathwa ayifani nalendlela mina esengikhulume ngayo phambilini uma ngiloko ngibuzwa imibuzo la kwavele nje kwathola ke leyo list kwenziwa ivivinyo yangalandele le yamigomo mina engikhulume ngayo manje ke ingendlela ke ngesinye isikhathi kusetshenzwa ngakhona.
Thank you, sir. I can understand Marikana was a very massive case, I think, which is the reason why an exception to the rule was established. That is understandable. But in normal circumstances where there's a, and I don't want to be tricky with you, but in normal circumstances where there's the shooting of a person, normally the procedure is firearm must go through the administrative section of the Forensic Science Laboratory before they can be dispatched.
That's correct, my Lord, but there is instances where stuff can be done otherwise than the normal process. That's all I can say.
Yebo ngakuvuma lokho ukuthi ngendlela evamsekile okanye ejwayelekile isibhamu siyabhukwa kwi administration section ye forensic science or ye ballistics kanti ke ngiphinde futhi ngikusho lokho ukuthi kwezinye inkathi indlela okusetshenzwa ngakhona ihlukile akulandelwa leyo migomo yokuthi isibhamu siqale khona lapha yana kwi administration section.
Mr. Rulofs, again, without being tricky with you, I am suggesting to this court that the South African Forensic Science Laboratory, particularly the ballistics section, such an august institution, of such a massive international recognition does not follow a specific procedure with regard to receipt of exhibits that get into that institution, so people can do as they wish?
My Lord, I think that question to be fairly answered.
Yes.
To get someone that's the head of ballistic admin, asking that question, my Lord.
Okay.
Now we've
I
had,
think nothing fair to ask me that
Yeah.
question, my Lord.
we've had evidence here. As I see it, it's expediency. Brigadier Gananda took examiner and said, don't place this firearm in the usual official internationally recognized storeroom. Bring it to me. I want to keep it for safekeeping. I mean, look, he took it to his home. So, Mr. Minister, they break the rules. You've heard evidence of Gananda.
Thank
You'll
you.
come.
Yes, ma'am.
Mangena says
Yes.
he gave this exhibit to Ginanda for safekeeping. Mchali,
Yes, my lord.
who was the storekeeper there,
Yes.
he said, let's be honest, firearms do vanish in the stores.
Yes.
So there's balance. I've listened.
Yes, my lord. Like this court has said, sir, that people break the rules,
Yeah. See?
that firearms vanish in the hands of the South African police services, that people can do as they wish with the forensic science laboratory, such an august institution which has got such a massive international recognition. Is this country still safe?
I think as long as there's a paper trail from where Magena booked it out, I think. Otherwise, that's how I suppose it would be done.
Yes.
There must be a paper trail. See, I signed for this firearm.
Yes.
And I took that firearm and I brought it to the court or whatever or something like that. There must be a paper trail.
Yes.
Manje ngiyacabanga ukuthi kwamele ukuthi kube nala kulotshwe khona zonke inyathelo ke emayelana nezingxenye zobufakazi kubhalwe phansi. Ngasho ke ngithi lele lakithi livikelekile uma ngabe yinoma ubani osebenza ngengxenye zobufakazi ubhala phansi ukuthi wenzani ngengxenye njena yobufakazi njengoba ke umbuzo kulo ukuthi uma ngabe ke ayikho ke inqubo okanye imigomo ethize bekwe phansi emayelana nokubanjwa kanye nokuhanjiswa kwezingxenye zobufakazi khona lapha ne-forensic science laboratory uthi mhlambe ke lona okuyisikhulu se-ballistic section uyena ke ongakhona ukuthi abizwe ngoba kusetshenziswa lo mzekelo okanye lokho okwakhulunywa uMangena ukuthi uMangena ke wanikeza ingxenye leyo yobufakazi kuGininda azange leyo ngxenye yobufakazi ifakwe kwi-storeroom i-SAP 13 yesiphoyisa. Manje ke nomtshali wakhuluma lokho ukuthi kusobala futhi kuyazeka ukuthi izibhamu ziyalahleka khona laphana okuthiwa ke ziqashwe amaphoyisa ziyalahleka esiphoyiseni lezo izibhamu. Manje ke thike isikhulu mhlambe singeza ke sizophendula.
Thank you, sir. I would have wanted to ask you the follow-up question on when firearms, I mean, not really firearms. I'm not speaking about firearms per se. I'm talking about exhibits from the forensic science laboratory. Now, when exhibits are, when somebody go fetch an exhibit from the forensic science laboratory, what process is being followed? But you've just said you are not in a position to attest to that. Probably somebody from the administrative section from the ballistic unit, from the section where you're coming from, could probably come and assist. I think it will therefore be unfair to me to keep on asking you about the processes and procedures.
What I can say is that I come to the ballistic section.
Yes.
He will bring the case forward what he does want to, and they will get the exhibit back for him. Then he must come and they identify him with his ID,
Yes.
and they will hand it via signature to that specific guy
Yes.
And they are registered on the FEM system as well.
Yes.
So their details is on the system,
Yes.
and they will sign for that firearm,
Yes.
and then take it from there back to the stations SAP 13.
Yes.
engakusho ke mhlambe lona ophethe
In
iqala
short.
IO uyafika khona lapha kwe ballistic usebenzana ngengxenye ethize yobufakazi kanti kwe ballistic bafaka leyo ngxenye yobufakazi ngaphakathi kwe evidence bag kanti uze uzokhipha umazisi wakhe uyasayina khona lapho ke bese leyo ngxenye yobufakazi mhlambe ngathathwa ke isuke khona lapha police station.
Thank you, sir. Is the court talking?
No, no.
Okay. Because I heard maybe the court wanted to say something.
I'll say it if I have to say it.
As it please the court, my lord. You know, sir, I want to be very frank and honest with you. The reason why I'm asking all these questions is because I wanted to get a bit of a background, but somebody from the ballistic science laboratory would come and attest to that. Thank you, sir. I've got no further questions to you. Yeah.
Awuthi ke uyabonga obefuna
Whether South Africa is safe or not with this process, I don't know.
Well, that's fine. I think it's
Thank
fine.
No, just before you sit down, Mr. Minister, I know you said without getting into the merits. What should a court do when you elicit the evidence which you say without getting into the merits regarding the Alexander case, and you elicit from this witness that Exhibit 2, am I correct, sir? You examined Exhibit 2 in relation to the Alexander
The
case.
test card is says
Are you with me?
I'm listening, my lord.
No, you can listen without understanding. The Alexander case, Exhibit 2, let's see Exhibit 2, just lift it there, Mr. Badwe, so that we are on the same street. Is that the case, I mean, the firearm which you examined in respect of the Alexander case, as you say, around about the 13th of February?
Yeah, the test fire cartridge cases.
Hello? Yeah.
The test fire cartridge cases, my lord.
That is the firearm which you say matched,
Yeah.
positive.
Yeah, his test matched that 9 cartridges
Right.
out of the 16 on the
Right.
Alexandra case.
That firearm, are you certain it is Exhibit 2?
My lord, I can say this is the firearm that I exhibit. There's my handwriting with the engraver on the trigger guard, and I wrote on this box as well with my handwriting.
Yeah, because the evidence of Mangena,
And the seal bags, everything attested to
yeah,
what
fine.
I've done.
I'll leave it at that, because Mangena's evidence is that that is the firearm which he tested in this case.
That's correct, my lord.
Okay, fine, you've heard me.
Leyo ngxenye yobufakazi exhibit 2 yisona ke isibhamu
Yes,
ngengxenye
Smiley.
yobufakazi engengenza ivivinyo kuyo kanti ngingabhala phezukwaso leso sibhamu ngaqhathanisa ke nama fired cases khona lapha kuleya case yase Alexandra kuma cartridge cases awu 16 kwamesheka ama cartridge cases awu 9 manje ke nginesiqiniseko ke sokuthi yisona isibhamu engisebenza phezukwaso lesi ebengenza ivivinyo kuso kune engraving ekhona la kukhona isandla sami esabhala phezulu lesi sibhamu futhi ke nama seal back number ayaqinisekisa ukuthi ngempela yiso lesi sibhamu engenza ivivinyo kuso.
I certainly don't have a problem with that, sir. That's not in dispute. Thank you very much. Thank you, sir.
Okay. Yes, sir. Mr. Ngomano?
Warrant Officer, in terms of your affidavit, that is Exhibit 13D, you testified that you are stationed in the ballistic section of the Forensic Science Laboratory as a forensic analyst.
That's correct, my lord.
Yebo ngikushilo lokho ke ukuthi mina ke ngumhlaziyi khona lapha kwi Forensic Science Laboratory.
Warrant Officer, is Lieutenant Colonel Mangena also stationed in the very same section of the ballistic
That's
unit?
correct, my lord.
Noma ngena ube sebenzela lona lelo gatsha ke section yama ballistics.
So is your colleague?
That's correct, my lord.
Ngisebenza kanye naye uyi colleague yami.
You also stated that on the 13th of February 2015, you received an exhibit, that is Exhibit 2, from the case administration of the ballistic section. Is that
You're
correct?
talking about paragraph 3.
Yes, yes.
Yes, that's correct, my lord.
Yebo kuyiqiniso-ke ukuthi ngikushilo lokho ukuthi ngeyi-13 zikaFebruary 2015 ngathola i-exhibit i-evidence bag kuyiqiniso.
What is this case administration of the ballistic section? What is happening there?
That's the section that they received when the exhibit is brought in down at the ground floor. Somebody from ballistics, when it's then registered, they will bring up all the ballistics related cases. Will go to case administration, where a docket will be printed and everything with the case number and the lab number and the station name, and that is linked with the exhibits, firearm exhibits of cartridge cases or bullets that's in a seal bag that's linked together with each other. And each of them get a sticker nowadays, and then you receive the docket with a barcode and an exhibit back, and that's handed to you then from case administration.
Kanti-ke uma sikhuluma nge-case administration of the ballistic section, kulapho-ke kuxoxwa zonke iy'ngxenye zobufakazi ey'mayelana-ke namacala-ke we-ballistics. I-case administration ibona-ke abenza-ke isiqiniseko sokuthi konke kuyahlangana, idokethi liba khona, kuba nestika mhlambe-ke esinikezwa-ke leyo dokethi okanye lezo y'ngxenye zobufakazi, ama-barcode kanjalo. Ibona-ke abanye abaqoqa ubufakazi obuthize babenze kube ubufakazi obungakwazi-ke ukuthi bukhulumisane-ke necala elithize elilethwe khona laphayana kwi-ballistics.
So this case administration of the ballistic section registers cases that are received by the ballistic unit from January, February up to December of that particular year.
Yeah, they will do all the admin around all the cases. They will handle that.
Shuthi-ke ibona-ke ababhekene ne-admin okanye ukuxoxwa kwamaphepha nobufakazi ama-cases we-ballistic. So ngabanye amazwi-ke ithimba lele-ballistic ibona-ke abantu abaletha lawo macala khona laphana kwi-case administration, bese-ke ayaxoxeka ingxenye zobufakazi, amaphepha, amadocket, zonke lezi zinto. Ukusuka-ke ngoJanuwari kufika le ngoDisemba.
Warrant officer, what do you understand by the sealing of the evidence bag? The sealing of the evidence bag. What do you understand by that?
Well, I understand that is when you finish with an exhibit, you put it in a sealed bag.
Lokho engikusayo nge-sealbag, uma uqedile-ke ngobufakazi okanye ingxenye zobufakazi, ufaka ngaphakathi kuyi-sealbag.
And you take off that piece of yellow strip,
Yes.
Thatha-ke le strip lesi-ke esimpofu,
and then you paste that other blue part over the other part, and it's sealed. So because nothing can be removed from that bag.
bese-ke ubeka phezu kwalokhu-ke okuluhlaza kwesibhakabhaka, ukuze-ke kubonakale ukuthi lokhu sekuvaliwe, futhi nokuthi kungabi nengxenye yobufakazi ethize ezolahleka uphuma kulelo sakana-ke lobufakazi.
Usually what I will do, I can show the court.
Ngiyabonisa inkantolo ukuthi imvamisa mina ngenzani.
I will write the station, case number, and the lab number.
Kanti-ke ngizobhala phezulu i-station, ngibhale i-case number ne-lab number.
And what I do, I also write the exhibits that's inside that bag that I seal.
Bese okunye engikwenzayo-ke ngibhala-ke phansi uhlu lwakho konke okungaphakathi kwaleyo bag.
And then it's sealed with the firearm and exhibits inside, so it can't be tampered with.
Kanti-ke bese-ke ivaliwe-ke isibhamu ney'ngxenye zobufakazi ey'khona ngakuleyo bag, angeke-ke umuntu azame ukuyivula-ke mayinjalo.
So, warrant officer, vice versa, it means that all exhibit bags that are received by the ballistic unit must be in a seal bag.
Yeah, usually it must be sealed in a seal bag, like the Marikana firearms, and there might be instances that things are brought into ballistics without being sealed. So
Yeah, there are exceptions. Yes,
there's
I do
exceptions. There's
Yes, I do
exceptions.
understand that.
Yebo-ke iy'ngxenye zobufakazi zilethwa kwi-ballistic ukuthi
Exceptions.
zingaphakathi.
Exceptions, one of them is where,
No, fine. I'm just saying you're saying there are exceptions.
yes, I do, in line
Because
with
that's
what,
a statement.
no, in line with what you say.
Yes,
Marikana case,
It's this witness who's testifying.
yes.
And you're putting it to him that you understand that there are exceptions
Yes.
Fine.
Uthi yebo ke ngenjalo senza kanjalo ingxenye zofakazi zifakwa ngaphakathi kwe-sealback or i-evidence bag kanti ke kukhona ke ezinye igameko la utholakala ke ukuthi akukhonakali ukuthi zonke ingxenye zofakazi zifakwe kuma evidence bag kakhulukazi ke uma sibheke lo mzekelo we-case yase Marikana.
With your vast experience, warrant officer, and your knowledge in the ballistic section, can the ballistic section receive or accept an open bag, an open seal bag?
I don't think usually that will happen or they will accept it, but what I found previous in my experience is sometimes big bags are heavy or being used with the heavy stuff inside. It does perforate at the bottom. But then as you receive that bag, you must make a discrepancy note on your SAP5 and tell that somebody else signed there and say, listen here, this bag was a little bit damaged or open there, and make that discrepancy on the SAP5 so that they know that bag was not completely intact when you received it.
Ngiyabona ke ama ingxenye zofaka mazilethwa khona lapha ku ballistic kufanele ukuthi zitholakale zingaphakathi kwe-evidence bag engabhobokile ethi mawuyibheka kuyi-bag engazange kuzanywe ukuthi ivulwe kanti ke kunokwenzeka ke kwezinye izikhathi uthola ukuthi lokho okuqukethwe yileyo bag kuyasinda bese kuyabhoboza lapha yana bhoboza i-bag lapha phansi uma ke leyo bag ifika kwi-ballistic kwamele ke zonke lezi zinto ukubhoboka lokho mhlawumbe lo monakalo kuleyo bag izinto engafanele ukuthi zenzakale phezulu kwaleyo bag zibhalwe phansi khona kwi-SAP5.
Yeah. But my Lord, if I might add, I think at the reception downstairs, they will not accept a bag that's not sealed.
Yabona kwi-reception ye ballistic abakwazi ukuthi bazothola i-bag abakwazi ukuyithatha noma ukwamukela i-bag evuliwe okanye elimele ngaphandle ukuthi ke kulandelwe lezi zinto aseyishilo phambili.
That's through the normal process. When an IOCAM hands it in there, then it must be sealed, yeah.
Iyona ndlela ke eqondile okujala ukuthi kusetshenzwe ngayo i-bag uma ilethwa lapha yana kwamele ukuthi kube ukuthi i-bag esiliwe mayilethwa khona lapha.
On paragraph 10 of your exhibit, that is exhibit 13D, paragraph 10.1.
Yes.
You documented that it was on the 13th of February 2015, the exhibit mentioned in 3.1 to 3.3 were sealed in an evidence bag with number PA 40810885 and handed over to the case administration of the ballistic section.
That's correct, my Lord.
Yebo kuyiqiniso ke ukuthi ngikushilo lokho ku subparagraph 10.1 ukuthi nge-13 zika February 2015 ingxenye zofakazi ekhulunywa ngazo ku subparagraph 3.1 kuya ku 3.3 bezisiliwe ngaphakathi ke kwesaka lobufakazi evidence bag eyayinenombolo leyo ke iPA 40810885 kanti ke zase ke le ingxenye zofakazi zithulwa okanye zinikezwa case administration ye ballistic section.
Was that the last time or day that you saw this exhibit? Was it the last time?
That's correct.
Yebo
Until today.
kwaba ukugcina kwami ke ukubona le ingxenye zobufakazi ukufikela namhlanje ke.
On exhibit X13C, that is the affidavit of your colleague, Lieutenant Colonel Mangena. He says at paragraph 7, on Monday, the 20th of July 2020, I received an open seal bag with number PA 40810885, marked inter alia, Cleveland, Mass 96/02/15, and SAP 13/86/2015, containing the following exhibits. So that will be the exhibits that you conducted tests on the 13th of February 2015.
Uthi yebo ke le ingxenye zofakazi yizona engenza ivivinyo phezu kwazo ngeyi-13 zikaFebruary 2015 njengoba ke kule affidavit kaMangena ethi ke yena ngeyi-20 zikaJuly 2020 wase ke uthola isilbag eyayivuliwe eyayinenombolo leyo PA 40081085 eyayimakiwe ithi Cleveland Mass 96/02/15 ye SAP 1386 2015 iyayinengxenye zobufakazi yizona ke lezi ingxenye zobufakazi engikhuluma ngazo ke lo.
Sorry. Lieutenant Colonel Mangena says that in that paragraph, he received the exhibit, but when he testified in court, he had been at the police station, that is Cleveland Police Station, where he received the exhibit from Warrant Officer Mjali. Do you understand,
Yeah.
Warrant Officer?
He went to fetch it. At
Yes,
the
he went to
station,
fetch, not that he received it, he went to fetch it from Cleveland Police Station.
What's the difference? Not that he received it, he went to fetch it. Because in my view, yes, Mr. Nisi and Mr. Ra, in my view, what's critical is the exhibits. The exhibits which you sealed on the 30th,
Yeah,
what's,
on
sorry,
the 13th.
on the 13th of February 2015, right? Today is the 1st of September 2023. Are they the same exhibits that you sealed?
Yeah, it's the same firearm.
That's it.
It's the same firearm,
Same
my
firearm.
lord.
And then the blue case, you actually wrote on it in February 2015.
It's the blue case, yeah, it's the
As the
same
seller
blue
unit.
case.
So that hiatus of that missing time, which would have accorded an unscrupulous person to switch the firearms. Is it the same firearm which you sealed?
Yeah, according to me, the one that I
Same
marked with the lab
firearm
number,
in 2015.
according to me, my lord, yeah.
And today is the 1st of September 2023. Is still the same firearm.
According to me, my lord.
That's it. Okay, fine. You can go on.
That was not my line of thought.
No, it's my line. I want to
Sase
understand.
yiso
what
lesa
it means. I want to understand.
Kusase yiso lesa sibhamu engenza ivivinyo kanye engasimaka ngey 13 zika February 2015 namhlanje i1 zika September 2023 leso sibhamu kusase yiso kanti ke naleli bhokisi kusase yilo futhi yimina obhalele leli bhokisi kusase yilo.
Warrant Officer will concede that the lieutenant, that is Lieutenant Colonel Mangena, did not follow the procedure of registering the exhibit in the case administration of the ballistic unit.
I cannot testify about that, my lord.
No, from what
It's
I
his doing, I'm not my doing.
Manje angeke ngikwazi ke ukufakazela lokho kwenziwa nguye lokho akusiyimina ukuthi akalandelanga inqubo yoku register khona lapha na ke kwi case administration ye ballistic.
All right. Warrant Officer, when you receive the exhibit, that is before you conduct tests, what do you do to the exhibit?
So just say,
When you receive the exhibit, before you conduct tests, what do you do to the exhibit? You take it out from the exhibit bag.
yeah, you see that everything corresponds on the back and the covering letter, sign cast and station, and then you will open it, see if the back is sealed, you open it, and you'll do your investigation on the exhibits that's in the silver.
Yilokho engikwenzayo ke ngiyavula leyo bag bese ngiyabheka ke ukuthi konke okubhalwe kwi covering letter kuyahambelana nalokho okucukethwe yileyo bag. I case number, i lab number, kanjalo zonke izinto ziyahambelana ne evidence seal bag number konke kuyahambelana.
Okay. But before you remove the exhibit from the seal bag, do you take photographs of the
No.
exhibit? No.
No.
Ngokuba ke ngizoyikhipha lezo ngxenye zofakazi angithathi ithombe cha angiyithathi ithombe.
Is it also correct, Warrant Officer, that you also, in your report, have to document all the exhibits that you have received.
That's correct.
Yebo, kwamele ukuthi ngifile wonke ama-exhibit engiwatholile.
Let us say, Warrant Officer, the exhibit, that is the bullet head, is kept in an envelope inside the seal bag. Do you have to also document that you have received the bullet projectile in an envelope inside the seal bag when you are compiling your report?
Yeah, usually when that envelope is marked something,
Yes.
then you have to, you can keep it in your docket. It's not necessary to mention it in your affidavit. As long as you've got the right seal bag and the seal bag number, you mention that. But you can keep that envelope or if it's marked.
Asikho isidingo kangako ukuthi uma ngabe ngithola ingxenye yobufakazi engaphakathi kwe-envelope mhlawumbe ebrown, asikho isidingo sokuthi uma ngibhala ke i-report yami ngisho ukuthi kukhona ke ingxenye yobufakazi eyatholakala ingaphakathi kwe-envelope. Indaba nje ukuthi leyo ngxenye yobufakazi uma kuyingxenye yedocket yakho lokho kwanele.
What would be sort of markings you are referring to if it is marked? What do you
Like
mean?
Exhibit A, there's a A or B or a 1 or 2, whatever they mark that exhibit, specific exhibit.
Okunye akushilo ke ukuthi uma leyo envelope imakiwe leyo marking engikhuluma ngayo ngisho ke mhlambe ithi exhibit A B noma ke eyipi ilokho njani ezosetshenziswa lapho ke ukumarka leyo ngxenye yobufakazi engaphakathi kwaleyo envelope.
My Lord, I'll seek for indulgence. I see it's 1300 hours. I'll propose that you take a long adjournment. Thank you.
Mr. Malloy? Are you still available after 1 o'clock?
Yes, my lord.
Okay, 2 o'clock then.